people with HIV
worth to join.
and how
If you
they're the
invest 10,000, 20,000, maybe not so worthwhile to join. Okay, so they hope to have at least 500 people to join so that the total cost can be spread. And this will be decided by end of January. Now, some of you read reports also in my blog that the Hong Kong investors have, the US lawyer have approached the Hong Kong investors to sue the US institutions in America. Now in Hong Kong, the trustee is HSBC USA. So the Hong Kong investors believe that they can sue in America. Not only the trustee, but Lehman Brothers and other institutions. Okay, now can this apply in Singapore? I asked the lawyer for the opinion. So far the opinion is the jurisdiction is in Singapore, in our case. So it's a bit difficult, but still we will continue to explore. Now of course the US action is on contingency fee. Contingency fee means the lawyer will not charge any fee if they lose. But if they win, they may ask for 10-20% of the total amount you get. Okay, so this is a bit difficult to decide whether to take up this action or not. Anyway, Goh Meng Sing going to Hong Kong, he will try to make inquiry and maybe even see the representative of the lawyer, the US lawyer, and see whether the action is applicable in Singapore. Okay, now even the Hong Kong, the politician who is helping, the political party who is helping the investors, they themselves have not decided that the class action is suitable. They still also studying. So when we hear all the news, it's still just news, no decision taken yet. Now some of you think that Hong Kong, a lot of people have been compensated. The Hong Kong people tell me not the case. The people compensated in Hong Kong is less than 1%. A lot of noise, but actually those paid out less than 1%. This is the Hong Kong people tell me. How do I get so many Hong Kong friends? Actually, they go to my blog, they send me email. Okay, so I don't know, suddenly even the TV station from Middle East, from Europe, they also come and contact me because they see my name in the blog and they contact me as the contact point. So a lot of people in Hong Kong contact me and says the actual situation. So I think Hong Kong is also, the settlement is also very slow. Of course, there are two interesting developments. One is a couple have sued the DBS Hong Kong on their own, taken up a lawsuit. The amount invested is about more than $1 million Singapore dollars. So therefore they decided to sue on their own. And they have, in their, according to newspaper report, they say they were told that their money is invested in 8 different entities. So if one failed, only 1 egg gone. That's what they were told. So on that ground, they want to sue. Of course, I hope that they have got written evidence, email or document to support that. Okay, some of you may have got some written document to support you, written by the person who sold to you, tell you in writing. If that document is good as evidence, a lawyer will be able to claim serious misrepresentation that will lead to the contract being cancelled. Cancelled means you get full refund. So I think it's worth pursuing. And of course the bank may decide they don't want to take to court, they may want to settle with you half-half. Maybe. So I think those of you with strong evidence, you want to consider whether you want to take this action or not. Now I want to also warn you about another product which is also quite dangerous. It's called dual currency investment. I have also written in my blog to advise people don't buy dual currency investment. Now what is the dual currency investment? They give you a foreign currency and Singapore currency. And let's say you have Australian dollar and Singapore dollar. So if you buy Australian dollar and if it drops, the Australian dollar is sold to you. Of course, if Australian dollar goes up, you don't get the gain, you only get higher interest rate. So the currency is like that. If it's dropped, you can suffer a big loss. If it increase, you don't get a big gain, you only get higher interest rate. Of course, the bank will tell you, don't worry. If it drop, wait for it to recover. Okay? Now, I advise people don't buy this kind of product because it is not fair. Why not fair? You can lose 10%, but you only gain 2%. But recently, it's not you lose 10%. Australian dollar dropped 30% just in 1 month. Many people were caught, lost 30%. What about people who, on the other side, instead of buying Australian dollar, they sell Australian dollar? To be fair, if you sell Australian dollar drop, you should gain 30%. But for people who sell Australian dollar, they only get 2-3% in higher interest rate. You can lose 30%, but you gain 3%. Actually, if you want to gamble, better go to casino. You put in $100 blackjack, $1,000 blackjack, you lose 1,000, but you can also win 1,000. At least it's fair. Don't buy this kind of investment where you lose so much and you gain so little. But somebody told me something that shocked me. This person sent me an email. The name is Indonesian. So Indonesian person, Mr. Tan, I need your advice. My mother went to a certain bank. Relationship manager advised her to put $500,000 Singapore in a dual currency.